I got a fever, and the only prescription is more DC news. Hey, what's going on, my DC fans? First off, I want to talk about James Gunn and the music in his movies. So James Gunn was asked on Twitter about the music factor in his Suicide Squad movie. And he talks about how music is very important to a movie, soundtrack, score, and how this movie is going to be a lot different than the soundtrack from Guardians. Now, one of the positives from his movies with Guardians was the music, and I believe that is something that Disney really lacks on in their movies, or I should say Disney, the Marvel Disney movies. I believe their soundtracks are very weak, and their scores are the same. They're not good. I think they're tacky. Another reason why I think DC is above is just the music, the scores. You think about all of the work that Hans Zimmer has done for the Dark Knight trilogy, for BVS, Man of Steel. Those are just so iconic. And, you know, just the soundtracks in a lot of these movies too. Like Suicide Squad had the first Suicide Squad had a great soundtrack. Very good. He just goes on to talk about how he's got so many songs that he would love to put into movies. And he said that in his previous movies, he has gotten 100% of all the rights to the music that he wanted to use for that movie. So hopefully that goes along with Suicide Squad 2 as well. Again, I feel like that's one of the positives of James Gunn, which I never even thought about until recently, is the music of his movies. So that's something to look forward to. So I talked about my last video about how there was a 37-second teaser for Birds of Prey that should be coming out very soon. And it looked like it was going to be attached to It Chapter 2. It Chapter 2 doesn't come out until this Friday, but of course, like many things, it leaked early. Now, from what I saw, it wasn't in English, so I don't know what the hell Harley Quinn was saying, but it was such a quick teaser because the first 10 seconds of it is they're trying to act like it's like It Chapter 2 is getting ready to begin, and then you quickly see that it's Harley Quinn. Teaser is very, like I said, very quick. Like you literally they're just boom, 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 boom. A quick shot of Ewan McGregor screaming yeah or something like that. So it's still hard to get a feel for this movie. But I did like the song that was in the trailer, the song from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. That was cool. Again, to go along with the whole music theme. This movie, from what I saw very quickly and the images, looks very dark, very gritty, and it's kind of funny because I think that's something that DC was always criticized of, was being too dark ever since the Dark Knight trilogy, and turning Man of Steel into this dark movie, which it definitely was not. But that's something they've been criticized of, and then it seems like they were trying to make that turn. Especially with the Joss Whedon Justice League, and then Aquaman, and then Shazam. It was lighter, it was funnier. And now it's like they're going back to that with Birds of Prey, definitely with the Joker movie coming out. So I wonder if the tides are turning again, because you have these new people like Walter Hamada, who I believe they come in from this horror background. You're adding all these directors with heart, like James Wan and David F. Sandberg for Shazam. It's like, okay, so are you bringing the darkness back to DC, which I enjoy. I don't necessarily think kids are going to enjoy it, but I do enjoy it. I'm all on board with that. You have to differentiate yourself from Marvel. Marvel's more lighthearted, more fun, more, you know, for the younger types. There's no problem with that. DC now is more darker material. So make it darker. Now, of course, you know, some of your movies aren't dark, and they shouldn't be. Like a Shazam shouldn't be a dark movie, and it wasn't. You can do that, but a lot of your material, especially with the Batman stuff, that needs to be dark, because it just is. Joker movie premiered in the Venice Film Festival the other day. Everyone's raving about it. It got a perfect score from IGN, 10 out of 10. I respect IGN's reviews. I usually agree with them about 80% of the time. So the fact that they're calling this movie a masterpiece, they're calling it perfect. A lot of people are calling it perfect. That is insane. That just builds the hype up even more for this movie. If there's any way I can see this movie early, I'm going to try to get those tickets. I'm so ready for this movie. I mean, the audience, they're eating it up. And again, they're saying this movie is crazy. It's extremely dark. Like, we're not ready for this movie. I don't know if anyone's ready for it, but I sure as hell am. I cannot wait to talk about this movie to see what it gives us. And something I thought was interesting was that Todd Phillips and everyone was talking about how this movie is completely different from any comic. Like, it doesn't have They didn't take anything from the comics. It's its own original story. And to go off that, they're saying that that's not the case. Todd Phillips wants you to believe that, but there are definitely elements that we've seen before. You definitely know this is a comic book origin film. You know that they're in Gotham. You know that it's intertwined with this Batman universe, and you get a sense of that. You get a feel of that, which is awesome. I want it to be its own movie. I don't want there to be, I don't want there to be a Batman in this movie. I don't want there. I want it's just you just see the breakdown of how this man becomes the most iconic villain of all time. But you also still have to realize is that you're in the Batman Gotham universe. So the fact that they pay homage to that, it looks like, again, just adds to the movie. Simply cannot wait. And to go off of the Joker, so I saw this today. I saw that the new Star Wars trailer came out this past Monday. The new Joker trailer came out Wednesday. So it's got the Star Wars, it's got like 2 days on the Joker trailer. The Joker final trailer already has more views than the Star Wars sneak peek. That is mind-boggling to me because you think of the Star Wars franchise, I mean, I feel like everyone loves Star Wars. It is just, everyone knows about that. Like, it's branding-wise, it's just like it's been around for so long. And the fact that this movie has more views just shows us how excited people are for this movie compared to a Star Wars movie. I'm really interested to see how much money this movie makes. It's only a $55 million budget to make the movie. So it needs about $190 million to, I guess, break even after promotions and all that stuff. I'm really interested to see. I know there's a lot of talk of Joaquin Phoenix, Oscar nomination. He's definitely going to be nominated. Most likely will win. That's great. Looking forward to that as well. But I'm interested to see how much money this movie can make. Because it's rated R. People are raving about it. So that's going to make people come out and watch it. It's the most iconic villain of all time. People are going to come out and watch it for that. I'm interested to see how it's going to do financially. Do I think it's going to make more money than Star Wars? Hell no. I mean, it's Star Wars. It's guaranteed to make over probably $1 billion. But, I mean, if a movie like this could make $1 billion, that, in my eyes, would be insane. And DC is on the up and up. Very exciting stuff from them. Cannot wait to see this movie. Can't say it enough. Last thing I want to talk about is Fabian Wagner again. He keeps on putting these behind-the-scenes photos of Justice League. This man's on board. He wants this damn thing released, the Snydercut. He wants it released. A couple days ago, he put out a behind-the-scenes photo of Batman. It was after they found Batman, or he was in the sewers. Again, another great shot. But to go off this, he was recently on a podcast the other day. He was talking about how he literally saw the Justice League, and he cried the whole movie. This poor guy, he works on this movie with Zach, puts all of his effort into it, the cinematography. He sees the final cut of the movie, and it looks like all of his stuff has been trashed. It's been thrown away. It's not what he worked on. I mean, that's a horrible feeling. Like, you're probably so excited to see this movie, to see your work, and you're just like, nah, something's not right with that. And that's the feeling that we all got when we saw the Justice League theatrical cut. Is we're like, right away, we're like, wait a second, something's not right here. This just doesn't look like it's Zach's movie. And sure enough, it wasn't. Almost the whole movie was reshoots from Joss Whedon. This is why we want this movie released. We want to see Zach's work. It's one thing if he was just a first-time, nobody director, but this guy has given the fans some unforgettable work. And that's the hard thing, is if his work was okay and he's had some movies under his belt and it was nothing special, be like, okay, whatever, it was probably no big deal. This guy's movies are iconic. You can hate them, you can love them, but you don't forget them. They are unforgettable. All the movies he has pretty much directed, everyone talks about. Hate them or love them. So thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe because that helps me, and in return, I can help you. And as always, guys, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be posting new content, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget to check it out. And as always, thank you for watching.